Hello beautiful booktubers, I'm Becky Bookworm and I'm here today to do part 1 of my July wrap up. In the first part of July I listened to 2 audiobooks, I read 1 graphic novel and 1 novel. The first one was an audiobook called Infected by Scott Sigler. I got this through my library on audiobook and it's a really good story. There's a mysterious disease across America that's causing people to go insane and get really violent and kill people, and it starts with these little fibres that grow out of these triangle shapes that grow on their skin, and we follow a guy who is trying to investigate it, and he goes to the scenes where all these things have happened and people have done gruesome things to their family members and also to themselves. So the race is on to try and find out what is causing it, and can they find somebody alive that they can do some tests on before it's too late. I've never read anything by Scott Sigler before. It was a spur of the moment. I was just scrolling through for an audiobook to listen to while I was doing chores and stuff, and I'm glad I chose it. I really enjoyed it. It says it's Infected #1 on Goodreads, so I'm assuming there are more to read, so I'll have to have a look. I gave that 4 stars out of 5. I thought the characters were really well rounded and they were all interesting and flawed. It was quite creepy and gross. It was told from different people's points of view. One of them was the guy who has these things in him. He's had anger problems in the past and he decides to take things into his own hands and start trying to remove these triangle fibre things, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's definitely. It's a horror read, and the suspense was just what I needed, which I didn't realise at the time. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for that one. Really enjoyed it. Next was Queen of the Damned from the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I feel like this took me absolutely ages to finish, but it was over 500 pages long. For those that don't know, Queen of the Damned is the 3rd in the Vampire Chronicles. We carry on following Lestat after Akasha, the Queen of the Damned, has been woken, and she's going around and killing all the other vampires and also people. If you've seen the film, forget everything that's in the film. The book is 10 times better. It goes into the story of where Akasha came from. It also tells the story of Maharet and her twin sister and where they came from and how they're linked with Akasha. It also goes into the plans of why Akasha starts killing people and why she decides that she's going to start killing most of the men on the planet. And I'd totally forgotten about that because I'd seen the film previously and not read the book since I was a teen. I'm really enjoying getting to know the characters again. Like I said, I haven't read these books since I was a teen, and Anne Rice is a really good writer, and I think the next book is The Tale of the Body Thief. So I'm excited to read that. We are doing a read along. We're probably going to have a break for the rest of this month and maybe start again in August with Tale of the Body Thief, just to give a bit of a break. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great. Louis was there, Vampire Lestat's there, Marius is there, like loads of characters that are from the previous books show up in this one to all take on Akasha and try and stop her from killing everybody without killing her, because they think that if they kill her then they're all going to die because she's the original bloodline. So it's just about that. It's quite action packed. And I actually gave that 5 stars. I enjoyed it so much. It's very rare that I give 5 stars, but I enjoyed it. It's probably partially nostalgia and partially the excellent writing and character development that I really liked. Next is the graphic novel, which was Death Note Volume 1 by Tsugumi Ohba. This tells the tale of Light, who finds a death note on the floor. He picks it up and the instructions in there say that if he writes somebody's name while he pictures them in there, the person will die of a heart attack shortly afterwards. Along with the death note comes the Shinigami, I think it is, which is basically death gods, and it's his note, and he follows Light around to see what he's going to do with it. Light starts out well testing it out, but then he decides that he's going to be some sort of crusader and get rid of all the bad people in the world. Meanwhile, the FBI and various other bodies are trying to find him, trying to find the person that's doing this and try and stop them. I had seen the anime previously to this, so I did know what the story was, but I still really enjoyed it and I think I'm going to pick up the rest. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars. And finally, Geek Girl Rising, Inside the Sisterhood Shaking Up Tech by Samantha Parent Walravens. This was another audiobook and I just got this on a whim, just scrolling through for something to listen to while I was doing my chores. and it came up and it sounded pretty good, about women in technology, women entrepreneurs holding CEO positions, just women going for it and being very successful in business. Now, I did really enjoy it. It talked through women in coding, interviews with certain women as well, big YouTubers that were on there. However, the one gripe that I did have with it is it would talk about these amazing women and all the things that they'd achieved, and they'd just spoil it by talking about these women's appearances all the time. It was things like, I can't remember it word for word, but it was stuff like, Kim walks in her trendy but understated black leather bolero and tight jeans with killer heels and an easy smile. It's like, fuck off. Like, why are you... Ugh. This is meant to be about empowering women. Why are you talking about what they're wearing all the time? If this was about male, like, this is about male entrepreneurs and males in coding, you wouldn't be talking about what they wear and how trendy and how they look. I think that part really let it down for me. Maybe it was meant to make people, I don't know, make people that were listening to it more interested in them if they could picture them. I don't know, just describing them. I don't know, but I found it just pissed me off in the end, and it took away from the actual information. Really got on my nerves. Like, the rest of it was amazing. So I'm doing a web development course at the minute, and you know, I'm going to be trying to break into a male dominated industry, so stuff like this can really help. But I don't know, it just really got on my nerves. It probably doesn't get on other people's nerves, but it did get on mine. So I gave that 3.5 stars. I give it 4 on Goodreads because you can't give half marks, but yeah, really I would have given it 3.5. So that is everything that I have read up to now. I'll do another wrap up towards the end of the month. I think it's better when they're a bit shorter. If you've read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments. Let's have a chat about them. If you've got any recommendations for stuff to read or listen to, please let me know. I'm always looking out for new audiobooks, so if you've listened to a particularly good one, please let me know and I'll try and find it. Okay, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video. Big hugs. Bye!